Welcome back to the channel. So I have some exciting news. I am filming a G87 M2. I've been looking to get one on the channel for so long, and I finally found one. It's a funny story. So basically I uploaded a clip of a G87 M2 from the Sunday Steel meet on Instagram. I will put that clip, right now. But basically I made that clip and I said I'd love to collaborate with whoever's the owner is of this car, and they reached out to me, so we're gonna meet up with them right now. But yeah, real quick, check out the merch. I am wearing it. It's a little bit wrinkly because I was just sleeping in it, basically trying to test it out, see how comfortable it is. But I'm really happy with the merch. Had quite a few people already reach out to get some, so yeah, let me know if you'd want one and DM me. I got to the shoot location a little early, but look how beautiful it is outside. It just rained. If you can tell me where this is in the comments, I'll give you like 10 bucks or something, because just from these clips I don't think someone would be able to tell where this is. So we have the G87 M2 here. I was telling him that this is one of the first ones I've seen in person. It's in a really beautiful blue, and he does have some RW carbon parts on it, so it's not fully stock. You can see the front lip right here and the side skirts. But yeah, the car is really stunning, I will have to say. I even really like the stock wheels. Another thing I noticed was that the seats, they have the M coloring like as a highlight, which is really cool. But exterior wise, I have to say this looks a lot better in person. I haven't gotten a chance to see a lot of these in person, so it was really cool when he reached out to me to film, because I've been meaning to get this car on the channel. But yeah, he also told me that this is about the size of an E92 M car, so it's rather small, especially for today's standards, which is a plus when you're trying to go for handling and performance. So yeah, this M2 is really cool. He was letting me know that this is going to be the last generation M with a manual and combustible engine, so that's a really cool fact. Yeah, other than that, everything about this car is pretty cool and unique. It's like my car, except with way more power, a lot more technology. Why don't you introduce yourself and your car to the viewers?
My name's Don. This is a 2024 M2 G87 in beautiful Zambort blue.
Why don't you give us a few details about why you chose this car and how you came about purchasing it?
Yeah, so I had an F32 2016 manual. I had a Dynan Stage 4, and I was just going to keep that car because it was a manual. And then I read up, found out somewhere that this is the last generation M platform that will have a manual transmission, rear-wheel drive, internal combustible engine. So this is it, guys. There's no more after this. So I said, I have to get it, because it's like the bookend car from the E36 sub, right? It's just kind of that boxy kind of look, but like a hell of a lot more technology. So I went around to a few dealers back in August. At that time, I don't know how the market's now, but at that time in 2023, I was getting hit with markups between 5,000 to 25K over MSRP. And I said, just no way, I'm not going to do that. And I was in the car industry on Toyota distributors for like 6 years, so I know the industry fairly well. So I just called around, talked to fleet managers, and got a couple of them to bite and said, yeah, we'll do MSRP. Went in. Actually, I didn't even go in as I usually do, which is I just talk it over the phone, spec out the car, call in the order, sign some papers, put in a deposit, and that was about August 6th. And I think it made it into like end of August production, because before I knew it, it was already made. I was talking to another dealer because they wanted my business, and I gave them the specs of the car, and they said, let me look it up. I'm like, oh, it's already built. Oh, I didn't know that. So I ended up picking it up on October 13th, so about roughly 2 months from order to pickup. Right now it's all stock except for I purchased the RW Carbon aero kit, and I originally had just the splitters, and which they're beautiful. They flow nicely and they fit perfect. I picked that up and I got suckered into, I should not have looked at RW Carbon's their show car, which is the same Zambort blue, but they had a full kit on it with the side skirt, diffuser, and their trunk spoiler. And so I made the mistake of walking back into their shop and looking at it. I said, damn you, ordered the thing. Really beautiful. There's like, it's a perfect fit. They did a great job installing it. You can do it yourself, but you know, for a small amount of money, they'll do is just put it together for you. I love the side skirts. I'm not a big fan of the winglets. I think this just has a cleaner line going down the side from the slitter back to the side, and then if we walk around, you can see the RW carbon fiber diffuser. It has a nice lip on the side here, which flows from that side skirt, and then it just melds into, or flows into the rear carbon diffuser. So that's the upgrades. The trunk spoiler was ordered from OEM when I ordered the car. I just had to put them on there. So that's factory, but all of the other carbon fiber is aftermarket with the RW carbon, which I've gone there for years. I've been toying around with the idea of modding it with basically just the exhaust. I know that it's not because the BMW wanted to make it quiet, it's all the EU and US emissions regulations. I think there's like 5 different sound defeating things starting from the downpipes down. So you can delete any number of those, like from the downpipes all the way back, or you can do any sections, you know, after that sequentially or whatnot. So I'm thinking about doing mid-pipe down, and it's just going to give it more sound and a little bit more pop. In terms of engine tune, I feel like, you know, it's rated at 453 horsepower. BMW always understates their numbers. It's probably somewhere, you know, slightly under 500 or close to that, somewhere around that range. I think that's plenty enough power. And I'm not sure if I need more than that. So, you know, you can never go fast enough, but at the same time, like, how fast are you going to be able to go driving it around, you know, on everyday life? So.
Do you have any plans on changing out the wheels or anything?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the wheels as well, because they're not forged, they're heavy, they're cast, I think, and so I think from that aspect, just from a weight savings, I might do that. And now that you mentioned, I might do the hood in carbon fiber, and maybe swap out even the trunk as well. But other than that, I don't really want to tinker around with the technology, because it's so, like, everything's tied together, and if you tinker one small thing, it just kind of filters through the whole, like, whole system or whole platform. So I feel like, just, you know, from the longevity, because I'm planning on keeping this forever, you know, passing it on to my son. So I don't care about the smog, because it's not going to have to get smogged, but I want the engine to, like, live a long time. And so I think from that aspect, I probably will not do any engine tunes, just again the exhaust and maybe some of the wheels and maybe a little bit more cosmetics. So I got the carbon fiber upgrade or option from factory. The other thing I think inside that I did, you can't see right now, but it's the head-up display. It's called Live Cockpit. It just gives you more information on from a heads-up. It's just more, not just speed, but it'll give you a compass, it'll give you turning directions, all that kind of stuff. And then I have the adaptive headlights, which is really cool. I would highly recommend it, because it'll go from high beams to low beams automatically. And it's like you just don't have to monkey around with it. It just does it by itself, which is kind of cool. And then you heard that startup sound. Like every time you get into the car, you get this kind of theater-esque, you know, welcome. Obviously, you have it logged into your ID, and that's kind of critical, because one thing I would caution on is they give you 2 keys, 2 fobs, and I didn't realize that unless it was kind of confusing. Like on my other fob, when I opened the car, like all my settings went away, and I spent 4 hours after I picked it up to program it. I mean, there's just a boatload of technology in it, like various different instrument clusters available, what you see on the infotainment. There's just a whole lot of things you can have. So it took me like 4 hours, and I'm like, oh my god, it all went away. And it's like, it's easy. You go into your settings and log in as you, and then it'll bring up your settings that was on that other fob. It'll pick it up. You just have to go into the user and change the user to yourself. So there's a guest user, there's yourself, and so yeah, whatever you set up with all of your entertainment, instrument clusters, preferences, things like that, it'll carry over with that. You just have to log in with your ID. So that's kind of a couple of the other options I have in the car. other than that trunk spoiler, which is OEM, but everything else is stock. They did away with all the buttons, which is kind of a pain, but you know, people kind of complained about having the air controls up here. Honestly, when I read it and I tried it, the guy said just set it to a temperature and it will warm it up or cool it down. And it's cool because like last couple of days it's been cold in Southern California, and you know, I had it set at like 69 or 70, and it's smart enough to just turn on the seat warmers and it just comes on, and then during the day it goes away. And if you want the full climate menu, you can hit it and, you know, do all kinds of stuff with it. But literally, you just like set the temperature, and you just don't even have to think about it ever again. Wow. So the loss of the buttons, I was kind of a little bit disappointed with. But after I tried it, I don't even notice it anymore. And then the other big thing on the inside is this instrument or infotainment system, this display. And this is the only thing that I was really hesitant about. Like, I don't know if I like this huge thing, but if you notice, there's like these black edges which basically kind of blend into the, you know, black dash here, and so when you're driving, like this just all fades away, and all you're looking at is instrument cluster, and you just even don't even notice that there's this big display here anymore. So I found it to be like very non-intrusive. Like I just forgot it's even there. So that was my biggest hesitation, and it's like not even an issue. So other than that, it's pretty much stock. It's got these nice little M emblem that lights up at night, and then when you open the door, when the car's on, it'll just blink, and it's just to let people know behind you that, hey, there's a door open, so they don't, you know, come hit your door. It's nice. Kind of a nice touch, and you can see it at night. It doesn't change, but you know, I think that's one thing they could have done with it, because they could have made it kind of what do you call it, flicker on and off, or do some patterns. But other than that, all the interior lighting, this trim that would be here, these all come on at night. There's various colors to use. You can get, I forget which app it is, but there's an app for changing various options on the G80 platform. That'll work the same for this G87. You can change the color so like a full red versus like the pinkish red that they have on this car. I have it set at turquoise blue. Didn't realize, but it kind of fits with the blue of the car. I'm like, oh, kind of worked.
So, like usual, gonna take a little ride in the car. This is my first time being in a G87 M2, and we're gonna see how it drives.
Okay, so the rev match is really cool. It makes you really lazy because I'm not doing any more heel toe. But we're at about 50. I'm gonna shift to second gear, get it to about 40, and then kind of feel what the pull is on the rolling 40. You might want to be braced for it because it's
I'm gonna get ready.
And we're doing a little bit over the speed limit in Mexico, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we're in Mexico. Oh my gosh, this car is aggressive feeling. Wow. Oh my gosh.
So we're in third gear at about 5,000. Maybe since the pool. Really good brakes.
Dude, the stopping power on this car is insane.
So we're not quite at 6 digits, or 3 digits, but we're pretty close. In third gear. And I'm going to slow down here to be a little bit more civil.
And then
if you're coming too light,
you can turn left or U-turn. Wow, that was an experience. This car is not what I expected.
And it's all stock. There's nothing there's no tunes. It's just out of the factory. Waiting for the break-in was the hardest part. You can't do that until you do the first service.
Yeah.
But once I had the first service, I babied it for maybe I had a week, and then I said, forget it. After that, I'm gonna drive it the way I want to drive it. Okay. So yeah, it had a lot more pull than I thought. Yeah, wheel slippage there. can't do this in California. That's a 4th gear pull.
Oh my gosh, this power band is monstrous. Oh my gosh.
It's a stopping part, like you can stop pretty quickly if you want to or need to. The 2nd gear at 400 or 40 miles. The one thing I would caution people to is like make sure you have some level of traction control because it could slide off you like before you know it's gone.
Oh my gosh, this power is crazy. Oh my gosh. Now I know why he has a radar detector. Oh my gosh. This is insane. But yeah, there's the park right there. This is cool. Wow. That
It's
was
just a little fun Saturday afternoon drive.
I want to give my impressions of the car. So I'm not gonna lie, as BMW's been making more cars and newer cars, I've found them to be a little bit muted in terms of like acceleration, feel, engine noise, and also like just overall the car is usually insulated. So I'm not gonna lie, I came into this passenger like POV kind of thinking it's gonna feel very similar to the other like the F8X platform and the G8X platform, but they really kept the sportiness alive with the M2. There's definitely less body roll, I will say that, because we were going pretty fast going through those curves and it was handling really well. So overall I would just say the G87 M2 still keeps the rawness of like the M platform, but it has the updated technology that's up to standard in 2024. So I was genuinely impressed with this car, and it sounds and performs really amazingly. So I'm really glad I was able to experience this car.